Welcome to the Comic Book Shop of Doom. I'm your host. This video is not for children, so if you're under 13, get your parents' permission to watch this. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about DC Comics Implosion. Okay, HBO Max, Jason Kilar. He's the CEO of HBO Max, the new streaming service from Warner Media. And they had massive layoffs. They're going to lay off about 800 to 900 people in HBO, Warner Brothers, and DC Comics is a part of Warner Brothers. So they're looking at, DC Comics is looking at between 50 and 100 people getting axed by the end of the year. It started today, and what's going on is they're going to get rid of DC Direct, so they're not going to be doing their own statues and figures and stuff like that. That's all going... They said they're going to license it to probably Mattel or Hasbro. And it's a possibility it could be Todd McFarlane too, because he's doing their figures already. So they didn't name him, but if he throws up enough money, he's possible for it. So there's a lot of changes coming. And the two biggest hits, it looks like, are Jim Lee and Bob Harris. Looks like they're going to be out, or their jobs are going to be changed or something, but they're going to get rid of a lot of people. And they've been calling this for a while, that the business was going to implode. And they owe $180 billion. Well, it used to be called Time Warner. Now it's Warner Media. So it used to be AOL Time Warner. And then they got rid of America Online. They sold it for pennies. The big internet boom didn't happen. And it happened later with Amazon. So if AOL could have emulated Amazon, they may still be around. But yeah, AOL's shrunk down to nothing now. And it's part of Yahoo or something. And they sold it off. And it just... Ted Turner lost $8 billion out of his fortune. He's only worth like $2 billion now. So that's why he doesn't do much. He's basically retired. He's got the restaurants, the Ted Turner's Buffalo restaurants, whatever. I ate at one. It was okay. I thought it was overpriced, but it's done up like a 1920s, like a lodge in Utah or Wyoming or something like that. But anyway, these are all connected because, you know, all the companies were all linked together. But DC Comics, the implosion of 2020, and don't think that, you know, the coronavirus didn't have nothing to do with this either. I'm sure it helped. I mean, the problems were there, and the coronavirus was just like throwing gas on the fire. So it didn't help. And, you know, it's sad that a lot of comics are going to go away. And probably if you're into like the B comic books that they put out, those are going to change. And they said they're going to do a lot of digital editions. So that means they're not even going to do physical comics on a lot of books. They're just going to put them out direct to the internet. And I'm not going to buy that. So they could kiss my ass on there. No, thank you. And I want a physical copy that I could hold, and I don't have to pay fees every month to keep the thing in digital storage. I'd rather put it in the corner over there in the spare bedroom. I got boxes, you know, it ain't bothering anybody. As long as my wife doesn't throw it out. But, you're going to see a lot of changes out of this. So and you know, what's bad is too, I don't know if there's some kind of law where they have to tell them this now so they don't have to pay them like retraining or something like that, or pay for college in December if they're laying them off. But it's bad when you tell somebody, hey, by the way, at the end of the year, you're gone. Because people kind of get a bad attitude then. But it might be a deal where they have to do that, or else they got to throw in extra money. So, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know. It's possible if people are freelancers or whatever, if they're under contracts, if their contracts end in December, they're probably telling them, hey, when your deal's up, we're not going to renew it. So start looking for work now. I mean, that's possible too. They tell them that, so then they'll go out and get a job. So they'll actually quit DC like in a couple of weeks if they get another job. And then DC doesn't have to pay unemployment and severance packages and junk like that. So we'll see where this goes, but they called us a while back. So be on the lookout. It's all over the internet. DC Implosion 2020.